I'm just gonna dive right in. We got some stuff to go over about the whole God of War thing, Ragnarok thing, some updates, and how it's coming along. So first of all, I would like to say I don't agree with the whole blocking rights thing and Sony trying to pretty much block, the whole entire Call of Duty Activision Blizzard deal and stop gameplay because it can pretty much interfere with the investigation and the CMA and everything that's pretty much going down, and they're fighting like cats and dogs over there at UK because of Jim Ryan won't stop lying. Allegedly. So like I'm saying, right, is that you have two areas right now with this whole entire God of War thing, right? You got one bad thing is that you can't talk about leaked footage. Now I didn't know that until we had some content creators come out and say that they are being targeted because you can't talk about leaked footage. Now that's one bad thing. The second bad thing is that it's Sony's fault why people are leaking footage. They are taking way too long to give the people what they want. Now what they will do is have developers, creators come out and tell you this beautiful story about the game, how good the game is, how the exploring, how the game going to be, the landscape, all the hard work that they put into the game to develop this new God of War Ragnarok, which is, we all know it's going to be a AAA banger. We already know everybody wants to try this game out that have been a God of War fan since day one. Since the Ice Age. We all love God of War. If you're a diehard walking simulator, action, adventure, story-driven fighting game, this is one of the top, 10 stars across the map. God of War is hands down is one of the best games out there that you can buy. It's just, bro, it's getting to the point where it's a gray area there. It's a gray area there that needs to be worked out, because it's not cool that a big company like Sony can just come out of nowhere and say, hey, take that footage down off of YouTube because they're talking about a leak. They didn't show no footage. They didn't show no video. They didn't show nothing. They just took the video down because they were in their feelings about it. Because maybe the content creator said something that they didn't agree with, that they didn't like, and this would not be happening if Sony and Jim Ryan, if they were doing their job, if they were throwing showcases, giving us updates, showing us gameplay about God of War Ragnarok. This stuff would not be happening across the internet. Sony been having so many leaks, you would think they have a buzz pipe coming from Sony. It is so much leaked footage. So much leaked footage of GTA 6, the first build. Well, of course, that's not how the game is going to actually look. But it's crazy that it's so much GTA 6 footage out here, a game that's probably years away, and their videos are not took down. They're not got all these copyright. Well, they may have copyright claim, but they're not taking down their video. They're not banning their videos. You can still go on, you can type it in right now and still find GTA 6 footage on YouTube. It's just certain things that I don't agree with, because there's a big gray area there that, how Take-Two and GTA 6 and Rockstar, how they didn't track down all these creators that leaked that footage. It's all over Twitter. So if you're going to do it on YouTube, you got to do it to Twitter. You got to do it to Instagram. You got to do it to, who else? TikTok. You got to do it to all these big platforms out there. You just can't pick on, content creators that's on YouTube. It's not fair. That's why I say I think they should have to abide by a guideline too as well. If Sony has a complaint or feels some type of way, or a studio, or let's say a developer, he may have said something like, this game, it may not look as good as 2018. The developer could have took that and ran with it and got in his feelings and say, oh, he's talking about our game, he's dissing our game. So they took it down, or they copyright claimed it, or gave him a copyright strike. Who knows? I don't know. But if you're just talking about something that's kind of like taking our freedom of speech away as being a content creator. So that's like, okay, how are we going to make content about good, juicy stories that we hear about and storytelling? That's all we're doing. All we are doing in content creator, all we are doing is telling stories, telling these good, juicy stories that people love to hear. It's like you're sitting around a campfire roasting marshmallows, telling horror stories and scary stories. That's all this is, bro. Like, but if you're taking that away from us, what's the point of even coming here to YouTube platform? If you're gonna sit here and have some people say, oh, I'm in my feelings about this, I don't like that, you need to change that around. You need to change that around. You can't say this, you can't say that. Are you gonna mute us? So now we gotta stay muted. That's what you're telling us? We can't speak on certain things. I just don't feel like it's fair. And those Decepticons at Sony are still worrying about the wrong thing. like I say, man, you know, bad leadership, misguided. You got the fanboys and the ponies thinking everything that Jim Ryan does is the right way and the only way. Because in the next video, because this is gonna be a God of War, you know, video, you know, and they're pretty much I'm gonna have some journalists come on and they're gonna pretty much tell you how beautiful the game is and marvelous the game is. But we still ain't got no gameplay coming from Sony's front office or Santa Monica Studios. But we have good storytelling, beautiful storytelling, by the way. Big shout out to the creators of God of War, you know, but I still don't agree with the fact that somebody can't at least tell you about something that been leaked. Like it just don't make any sense to me. Like, where is the justice in that? Where is the guidelines that they have to abide by? Like, it can't be one-sided. See, this is where the gray area come in at. It's like they can do something to us, but we can't do nothing to them. It's like they can get their lick, but we can't get our lick back. It's like tit for tat. And then you got to go battle it out, and then they have to go through this whole entire system where they got to figure out who's right, who's wrong. Now people have to choose sides because they've been taking way too long to release gameplay on God of War Ragnarok. This is all Sony's fault. I blame them for all 1000%. This is Sony's fault for being greedy, grimy, and shady all of these years, and it's just now starting to catch up with them. And you know, this is actually bad on their behalf, because you may have that person jump ship and come over all the way over to Xbox. He may not even want to mess with Sony anymore. You get what I'm saying? This person may not, that may have rubbed in the wrong way. From here on out, they may be team PC, Xbox, and Nintendo, and cloud gaming. They may not even want to cover anything on Sony side anymore. They might not even care about. See, that's why you don't do the gaming community wrong. The gaming industry, the content creators, the developers. This is why you don't do people bad, because now this person might write Sony off. They might not even care about playing the game anymore. This may have left a bad taste in their mouth. They may be waiting on Redfall and Starfield now, or AAA bangers that's coming to Xbox, due to the fact that this is Sony's fault. Because you're coming after people for no apparent reason. Like, it's nothing to come after them for, because you got in your feelings because they may have compared the game to 2018. I'm assuming that's why. I don't know if that's why, but that's the biggest story that have been coming out, that I have seen many content creators talking about this. Oh man, it may look like it may be a DLC. It's probably a DLC, just a spin-off, you know, a sequel. You know, may not look any better than 2018. Who knows? Who knows what God of War is going to look like? But boy, man, Jim Ryan at Decepticon have really been driving PlayStation, the brand, into the ground. See, the company Sony, the top dog, the market leaders, they feel untouchable. That's why they feel like they can dog people out, bully people, pick on people, and that's why it trickles down to the ponies and the fanboys feel like they can do the same thing. So that's why they think it's okay to come after people, because you don't want somebody to speak their mind. Like, that's freedom of speech. We have a right to voice our opinion. You cannot take that from us. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't, like, that's like freedom of speech, and that's not right. That person should be As a matter of fact, they should get their video back, and they should automatically move to the top of the food chain. That should actually boost their ratings on that video by 10. That video should automatically hit 1 million views by tomorrow. Due to the fact that that's their freedom, that's their right to speak on that. Their storytelling, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I don't understand how is that a bad thing if somebody is talking about a leaked video or leaked footage that's out there somewhere in the world. We don't even know where it's at. It's just heard about it through word of mouth, just because it's like a rumor. Don't we hear people always saying, well, rumor, it's a rumor to this, or it's a rumor to that video. It's a rumor, they're rumored to do this. That's all it is a rumor. And they're just giving their opinion on it. You know, it's an add-on onto what's going down in these gaming streets. And those Decepticons at Sony, we don't know who did it. But obviously, he said it came from Sony front office. I don't know if Santa Monica had anything to do with it or not. But being that happened like that may have left a bad taste. So we're just gonna jump right into the video, and pretty much the journalist is just going to go over the game once again since we don't got any gameplay. So here we go, we're just gonna jump right into it.
I get to lead a team of fantastic and brilliant concept artists, and our role is to create the characters that you see in the game. That's everything from the main hero cast you see to the creatures, the gods, and monsters that you come across. The hope is that we get something that feels unique and stands up to the history and the legacy of what the God of War franchise has always done. I feel like from the first games, that was a similar approach that they were doing, and that's not always easy.
My name is Raf Grassetti. I'm the art director for God of War Ragnarok.
Hi, my name is Marissa Coppert. I am a character technical artist.
Hi, my name is Angela Rico, and I am a senior character artist in God of War Ragnarok.
Hi, I'm Della Longfish, and I am the lead of the character concept team at Santa Monica Studio.
Come in. What in all yarns me that happened to him?
As a character technical artist here at SMS, I rig most of the characters and props that you see throughout the world.
As character artists, our job is to create 3D assets based on the beautiful concept art provided to us. We do this by making sure that the silhouettes on the models and the textures and materials stand out instantaneously. So when you see our characters on the screen, we want you to almost like them immediately, or have a connection to them to some extent before even interacting with them.
As art director, I get the chance to collaborate with all the departments in the studio, from narrative to viz dev, because we want to make sure the factions feel correct, all the races belong to where they're supposed to be, like all the realms have very specific characteristics about them to make sure they all fits within the God of War universe.
Sorry, one more thing. Although, these are gifts I'm giving to you, so I shouldn't be sorry and you should be thankful. Anyways, here, please be careful.
In the God of War 2018, we saw Brock and Sindri, and that was the tip of the iceberg of the Huldra. And in God of War Ragnarok, we actually get to go and visit Svartalfheim, where they're from. And a great part of that, too, is we want to make sure that we expand the cast. You know, we've just seen a little bit of what was represented, and that was something that we hadn't seen.
Svartalfheim is a beautiful place. There's a lot of different biomes. You go from wetlands to mountain springs, and took a lot of inspiration from hot springs, from the minerals that you find, a lot of colorful minerals, a lot of resources. So the dwarves being the races that they are, we knew we wanted to play on that as well. So you see their influence on Svartalfheim on every corner.
It's a realm where you're going to find a lot of water environments. There's quarries. It's a very industrial city. It's very organized, and you can see all the dwarves putting all the work into creating this great city where they live in.
Knowing that they're blacksmiths, that was kind of reflected within their clothing, and you see that within the houses and every inch. We want to make sure that both the environments and characters had a cohesiveness that felt like every inch of it felt like it went together and was designed specifically by them. And again, that's something that we haven't seen in some of the other realms, and is unique to these characters and their location. And the hope, it all goes together and creates a feeling within a realm that you're excited to see, feels unique, and really creates that sense of wonder where you want to go back.
When designing a character to match the geography around it, first it's definitely dictated by the biz dev team and the narrative team and the story team. They make sure the character is designed for features that fit in with what they need.
When designing the Grims, we took a lot of inspiration from the environment. So we took a lot of inspiration from lizards, creatures that kind of belong to that environment. They have those big claws. There's small critters to the big ones, and really building up that race, making sure they kind of belong and that realm felt lived in and that ecosystem felt like very diverse.
Making sure that it feels natural and believable is a big part that goes into the design elements. So our artist Stephen Oakley pulled a lot from the environment concepts that Luke Berliner and his team were doing and pulled a lot of those into actually the skin texture, even the bulk and volumes that you see in the characters. So it really does feel like not only do they belong in there, but you're able to see them and they stand out for the combat experiences with the character.
Character design is all about storytelling. In the example of Durling, his design was really tailored to convey his own personality. He's a bookkeeper from Svartalfheim, and because his job demands, he's very organized, he's very rigid, and he's a very play-by-the-rules kind of guy. But then in contrast, you have his friend. So when you see Durling connect with his pet, we see that he's not all just this rigid librarian guy, but that he's got a softer side to him.
I do believe that we're all storytellers, no matter what we do, even in the tech side of things. I mean, we work to make these characters that then tell a story, and we can also kind of put those features and traits on our rigs.
The prophecies say Fimbulwinter leads to Ragnarok. War is coming.
Svartalfheim, the dwarves, working with different races from different realms, so definitely seeing Ragnarok and the impact of that into the realm, it puts them into this position that's very interesting to see which side they take and things that they're building. So as you go through the level, you find out a lot more about this race and the political situation that is happening while Ragnarok and Fimbulwinter is taking place.
Hey, dwarves! Oh. They're, running away.
One thing that our hope is with the cast of characters within every realm is not that it's just enemies there to kill you. We want to feel believable and that there's a wide world out there, but we want to kind of plant these seeds within any cast of the realm that there's more outside of what you're playing, and we want the fans to feel like they can go back and really visit those areas and want to go explore.
If the geysers and smell here are worse because of Fimbulwinter, maybe the earthquakes are too?
Aye.
Going into Svartalfheim, I'm really excited for players to experience all the new races that live in that realm, how they play very different from anything we had before. There's wildlife, it's something that kind of goes unnoticed, but we took a lot of effort to make the realm feel believable. So there's a lot in Svartalfheim, a lot to explore.
I'm really excited for Svartalfheim. It is a gorgeous realm. After looking through some of the cinematics and playing some of the cinematics and playing through some of the puzzles, I'm so excited how water plays such a big feature in that realm, and that is so cool.
I'm most excited for fans to finally get to see how the dwarves live. Brock and Sindri were fan favorites in the last game, so I think that all the work that we've put into Svartalfheim is going to make all the other dwarves shine just as bright as the brothers did.
The best part I have is turning on to YouTube and seeing all these call-outs and all the attention to detail that the fans pick up on. That's one thing that we keep in mind when we're designing characters, to make sure we do right by the fans. And knowing that all the work we put in will be seen and appreciated, that's not always the case, but our fans just get every little nook and cranny on that. And we love that, and we packed a lot of that in for this new cast, and we hope you guys get the same feeling with God of War Ragnarok.
And there you guys have it, man. Make sure you smash that like, that subscribe button, click that notification bell so you guys can be notified on all of the new latest and greatest news in these gaming streets. And if you would like to jump into the PlayStation ecosystem, the Xbox ecosystem, if you have a PC, click the links down below in the description. And if you like to check out my merch, my clothing, click the link down in the description. And if you like to order games, or pre-order, click the link for GameStop. And if you like to rent games, click for GameFly. So pretty much, guys, that'll be it till later on. We're gonna touch into another big topic coming up on the way later. Peace.